What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. In this one, break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, the QQQ, Nvda, and many other tickers. I'm going to talk about what's happening with SPY and etc., what the news is saying about the market so far, and what you should be watching for when it comes to importance levels. But before I begin to have all this information, before I give you guys an intraday update video, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed up to 6 free stocks. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks plus 6 months of level 2 data. And putting in $25,000 or more guarantees you 70 free stocks plus 12 months of level 2 data. This offer ends in just 4 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with the market. In my previous video, guys, I went over two possibilities. One would be that the market could continue pushing up, or the second one would be we could get a little sell-off right over here to backtest this trend line before we continue higher. Both of these do ultimately turn bullish at the end. I just want to call out that that's not also guaranteed. It is also possible for the market to turn bearish. But for now, I'm not going to count on that. Let's just focus on what's happening for now and see if SPY could get some kind of bounce. And same thing with the QQQ and etc. So for data, I just want to mention that we had the 4-week bill auction coming out as expected. So did the 8-week bill auction. The data is fine. For tomorrow, we have some PMI data coming out 15 minutes after market open, and that's pretty much it for the time being. Now, what do I see for the markets? Let's start off with the triple Q. So instead of continuing to push up towards 408, this is actually not playing out, and we're actually getting this little sell-off. But I don't think, and this is where I'm going to adjust the line. So I kept the lines exactly the same since the morning. I want to adjust this, and I think we're going to come down towards this 400 level. But we could still technically try to rebound like this. It is still possible to make a full recovery and try to squeeze shorts for Friday, especially since we have so many put expirations and we have the quadruple witching. So with that being said, it is possible that this thing tries to make a full recovery, a V-shaped recovery, and it tries to pull right back to the upside after we get to this 400 level. But here's the only catch when it comes to this claim. There's no guarantee that the QQQ is going to just continue to rally and explode. If we were to turn bearish, I just want to make a very, very brief statement about this. If we were to turn bearish, right, you want to see the QQQ just hold below 400. If that's the case, we could retrace towards 396.5 and just fail to break out. So in order for us to turn bearish, we need to see this thing basically just like sell off from here, come back down, and then tomorrow it just has to fail to break this 400, struggle like this, and just kind of shop here. And this would be a little bit more bearish, at least for the time being. Do I think that's going to happen? I'm not favoring that for now because we have so many puts expiring. I think that it's going to come down to 400. I'm going to expect some kind of balance, but I'm not sure if it's going to come all the way up to 408. Could try to make a full recovery, but look for a little bounce off that 400 level. I think we're going to be testing that very soon on the triple Q. As for SPY, I just want to break down that SPY had these two possibilities. I drew out the first possibility of SPY just kind of like pushing, just continuing to go up towards this 480 area by like Monday. That's not going to play out. Then I talked about another potential pullback to fill this gap and then a bounce. I think that that's most likely how this is going to go. But just to be safe, let me just call out that we could retrace towards 470 on SPY, maybe a little bit lower than that. If it does come a little lower, it's going to be okay. And then we're going to be looking to see how it reacts to this 5 minutes 200 EMA. I'm going to be watching this support right here. This is going to be very key, this 200 EMA right here on the 5-minute time frame. And could we get a bounce in a full recovery? It's a possibility for tomorrow, but we have to try to hold 470 and bounce, especially for tomorrow. If we turn bearish, you want to see this thing lose 470, come back up like this, and just kind of chop around here and just fail to hold this support. And that's going to be the more bearish case. If we fail to hold 470, I think 470 is a very, very important level because it's not only very close to where our 200 EMA happens to be, but simultaneously, this is where the pivot, the pivot could end up being. So we'll just see if this thing bounces or not. That's going to be very, very important. Watch that very carefully on SPY, and I think 470 is going to be tested. So far, as long as we're holding, we're still decent. We'll see how it goes. Tesla, I was talking about this thing making an explosive move to the upside. Not only did this thing explode, and you could see how it was starting to test this blue trend line of resistance. When you zoom out of the chart, you could see this blue trend line was our resistance historically. And we basically got this nice breakout from this falling wedge. Tesla pushed all the way up to about 253. So it actually broke above these resistance levels, and now it's retracing. So watch the support around this 247 area. It's going to be key for Tesla. If we lose this, it's going to come down to 244. As of right now, it's holding up nicely. It's showing some strength, looking very, very strong. Got a nice bounce after the new news that came out. Not bad from Tesla. Let's see this thing retrace to like 247, see if it bounces off that and continues to hold, or if it ends up losing that to turn bearish. So it's very simple, guys. I'll draw this out just to make it clear. We might come down like this. Let's see if this level holds on Tesla. Then we could, continue to go into Friday like this. Or do we sort of like sell off like this, fail to hold the trend line, and we get a big rejection and come right back down towards this imbalance over here? I'm not 100% sure which one it's going to be. What I can tell you is that there's a good chance we might see some shorts get squeezed tomorrow. So we might see Tesla retrace a bit and then try to bounce back up. But I think that Tesla's showing some strength. It's holding very nicely, and we'll be watching to see how it goes from there. Nvda got hit with some bad news, unfortunately, which led to this sell-off right over here. It attempted to break out, hit 485, and ended up failing. Now it's just at 475. So as far as Nvda goes, this is playing a big role in why the QQQ and tech are selling off. If it does sell off more, you're going to be watching 472 as a very, very important support. If it does get below 475, we also have this blue trend line here around this 466 area. But see if this thing could bounce and make its way back up towards this imbalance, especially going into Friday at 482, and just kind of hold from here. Or does Nvidia turn bearish? To turn bearish, I want to see a bigger drop all the way down to 466, another 10-point drop before it tries to like hold this trend line, conform like a double bottom there, then bounce like that. That's another possibility. That's more like bearish case. To be super bearish, you want to see the blue trend line break. It hasn't done that for weeks. I don't think it's going to break. So watch and see where it bounces at. Do we bounce from this 472 area? Do we bounce all the way down to where this blue trend line just so happens to be? We'll be watching that very carefully. Last but not least, we have the notorious Aapl stock. Aapl got a rejection. It actually came up to our target of 200. We were talking about 200 coming. Came very close. It was off by 50 cents, and it came back down. Now we're at this support at 197. If we lose that, right, if we continue to break below that, 196 is next. We have these wicks right here at 196.65 and 196. Watch those very carefully. As of right now, Aapl has rejected, so we'll see if this continues. But with that being said, we'll be watching to see how it goes. Watch resistance at 197. Don't forget about 198.5 right here. Then we have this yellow trend line at 199. Then we have 200 above that. Right now, Apple's looking, it's dropping just a little bit. We're going to be watching this 196 area. Don't forget that we have this breakout area right here, which is going to be really key. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. 196 to 197, watch that zone. See if this thing kind of drops and pops or just pops from here. And then we'll be watching it very carefully. But anyways, that's it for this video. I want to keep this one nice and short. Hopefully this video was helpful when it comes to our levels. Watch and see if the market gets some kind of bounce or not. Thank you for listening. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you, and peace out.